So I met somebody last night and they said, hey, you're that video guy off LinkedIn. So that's inspired me to keep making these videos on a Friday afternoon. And I was thinking back to when I first started RDI, my company, back in 2016. At that time I was actually working for a big company, a full-time job, and I took a leave of absence to try to decide whether it was viable to set up RDI in Korea or not. And I couldn't just pay somebody to do market research for me. I had to decide for myself whether it was viable or not. And I realized I had to make a very important, big decision, because I had my first child, was really quite young at that time. And it was obviously a massive decision to quit my full-time job and set up a company. And so on this leave of absence that I took from the company, I had 150 days. So it was several months, and I took a small desk in a co-working space here in Seoul, and I wrote on a notebook numbers from 1 to 150, because I knew that I had 150 days to decide whether I could make this thing real and whether I could really go for it and set up my company and actually make it actually work. So I wrote 1, 2, 3, etc., all the way to 150, and I did that in reverse. So when I first sat down, I was at 150, and I knew I had 150 days to do all that I could, to research all I could, and be in a position to decide with confidence that I could do it. And so every day I took one page off, 149, 148, all the way down. So I was constantly aware every single day I have one day less to get closer to that decision where I've got to make the final decision. And so finally day one arrived. I had used up all my time, and I had to decide whether I was in a position to comfortably and confidently quit my full-time job and set up RDI. And fortunately, through all the experiences that I'd had in that time, the new networks I'd made, inquiries I'd made, people I'd talked to, meetings I'd had, as much research as I possibly could, I was able confidently to say, yes, I feel this is something that can work, and I'm going to go for it. And so I went back to the company after that leave of absence in order to resign from the company. And a few months later, RDI was born, and that was 2016, the start of it. And here we are in Q3 2022. We've survived the pandemic. We're bigger than ever before, and very happy to have just landed our 100th client recently, which is a fantastic milestone. I'm super proud of that. And so I just want to basically say with this video, you can always make big decisions, but try to make them with a certain level of confidence that you can do that. And there's ways that you can do that. And the one way that I used was having that very clear, concise timeline, that deadline when I had to make that decision. Hope that's helpful to somebody out there, maybe if you're trying to make a big decision sometime soon. Best of luck.